When working with a table, it's sometimes handy to be able to customize the table to a certain extent. For example, when I'm doing data entry, because I don't enter a call ID, I might wish to hide this particular column. So if I click on call ID or somewhere in that column, and I go to the More button in the ribbon, I can actually choose to hide the field or hide the column. The other thing you can do is you can unhide it just by going back to More and unhiding the field. And you basically tick the ones you do want to show. If I don't want to see this click to add field at the end of my table, I'll untick this option so that the user can't accidentally add a field to my table. And I might hide call ID again and close. You can also best fit the column widths or widen the column width simply by dragging the line between each column heading. But if you want to do a best fit, then just double click the line between each column heading. So you can clearly see what's in each column. You can also move a column. If I prefer employee ID to be on the right of customer ID, I'll simply grab the column heading and drag it to the right of customer ID. If it won't go, then I'll grab customer ID and drag it in front of employee ID. So if it proves to be a little stubborn, approach it from a different angle. So I'll put employee ID back in front of customer ID. So you can rearrange the order of your columns as well as hide them and change their width. You can also change the font. If I go up to the ribbon, I can change it from the font which is currently Calibri to perhaps Arial. All records are the same, so the font can't be changed for just certain records or certain columns. If you change the font, it's for the entire table. I might decide to also change the font size. You can also change the grid lines. You have a button here which enables you to control the grid lines, and you might decide you just want horizontal grid lines, or you just want vertical grid lines, or you want none, or you want both. It's quite hard to see the grid lines on mine, only because of the alternating colours between white and grey. The alternating colour is controlled by this button here, called Alternate Row Colour. When I hit this, I can choose which colour I want to alternate the row colour to, and I might go for an olive green. I can also add a row total. On my ribbon I have a totals button. If I click the totals button, it actually adds an extra row at the bottom, and what I could do perhaps is to count the number of calls I've received. So what I'll do is I'll click at the foot of maybe call time, hit the drop down and choose count. And I can see I've had 5 calls. If I then close this table, it's going to ask me if I want to save the layout. So I'll hit the close button and I'll say yes to save the layout. Let's have a look at the employee table. For example, I might want to hide employee ID, so I'll click on employee ID column, I'll go to the More button and I'll hide this field. Employee ID I'll hide, and I'll also hide click to add and close. I may wish to change the alternating colour, so I'll choose a blue or aqua. I might want to add a totals column, and what I'll do is I'll sum the salaries. I might count the children, and I might count the number of last names using my total row. I might change my font to Arial and to 10. And I might then just best fit by double clicking so I can clearly see my column headings and the data in each column. And those are the sorts of things you can do to customize the datasheet view. And I'll close. It'll ask me if I want to save these layout changes, so I'll say yes.